guys, and welcome back to Westloar Plays Infinity Expert Mode. This is going to be episode 9. I thought I'd start over here this time. I realised at the last episode I promised to show you my water wheels and their prettiness. I hadn't done this, so I thought I'd start over here and kind of show you this. I know it's not much to see, but it's better than kind of dirt walls, to be honest. I think it looks quite good. I really do like the effect and the motion of all the water wheels when they're in full speed. I really like this. It took a lot of tweaking to get it to work like this, so you'll be thankful you missed all that off camera. So what are we going to do today? Well, first thing I want to show you is the request table. I crafted it. It was quite, well, I wouldn't say it's quite difficult to craft, but it was certainly quite expensive to craft. And it's actually in here. I've placed it in here. It's a really nifty gadget. I really like it. And I've set it into the floor here. Let's bring it up. Ta-da! Now I can see everything that's in my storage drawers. I've hooked it up with a provider pipe. So not only can I see everything in my storage drawers, I can now search everything in my storage drawers, which is awesome. And I believe, don't quote me on this, but let's just find out. Let's check this. Table here. Crafting table, yeah, why not? And let's GIF click. Oh, that is awesome. I did not realise you could do that. That is freaking awesome. Yeah, so you can shift click recipes in, but it also lets you select which type of wood or other or dictionary component you want to include. Let's click done. Oh, no, that is beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. Oh, I like that a lot. Cool. This is the request table. It's freaking awesome. It's going to allow me to very quickly access everything I need in my storage drawers and craft using it, etc, 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 and have a good idea at a glance at how much I've got of everything. I'm so happy with that. So this is the request table. Let me bring up the recipe actually, as I said I was going to do. Request. There we are. Request table. Now you need a soldering station for this, which is really easy to craft actually. I won't show you the recipe. And some power, which you throw onto a logistics pipe. It will give you a power to soldering station. And this is the recipe. You need a request logistics pipe, which is a diamond chip set, and a request logistics pipe, golden chip set, logistics pipe, and iron gear, and all that sort of thing. So there's that. You've got your crafting logistics pipe Mark II. I'll show you the recipe for that. And then 2 diamond chip sets. So I believe, yeah, you need 3 diamond chip sets in total. Very expensive, but as you can see, very worth it. So we're going to start looking at magic today. And to do this, I'm going to show you a feature I've been promising to show you pretty much from episode 1. And that's agricraft. Okay? And yes, here we are. So I've already kind of set up this area for you so I can show you how to do a bit of agricraft. I just kind of cleared out an area that looks like this, which I would also recommend that you did as well. Not just for clearing out an area, but also to kind of get seeds as well. You're going to need a very large area to get all this jazz working. Now the reason I'm showing this with witchcraft is if I bring up witchcraft, that was awful. I'm doing really bad with my typing recently. We're going to need this anointing paste, and I'll get to why shortly. But if I click this recipe, you can see we need 4 different types of seed, all from witchery. Sorry, I've been saying witchcraft, I meant witchery. Water artichoke seeds, mandrake seeds, belladonna seeds, and snowbell seeds. Now you might be thinking, oh brilliant, well I'll just break lots of grass. Well, unfortunately not so. The only seeds you can get from witchery, at least with these, as these 4 are concerned, from breaking grass is water artichoke seeds, which are, where are we? There we are. Okay. So here are the 4 types of seeds here. Okay. So the water artichoke seeds, brilliant. We don't need to craft those. But what we do need to make are these mandrake seeds. So if I bring up a recipe for those, there we are. And this is how you should access all of your recipes for agricraft. You can craft a book which will store in your recipes and things like that. However, I wouldn't recommend it. This is just much easier in NEI. So for this, we need seeds, and we need water artichoke seeds, and we also need them to be on either farmland, hummus, or, well, that's it actually. And you'll also notice you've got this kind of crossbar thing going on. That represents crop sticks. Again, I'll bring up a recipe for those. Very easy. 4 sticks gives you 4 crop sticks. So what you would do, and I seem to have neglected to bring seeds with me, but I'll use potato seeds as an example. That's fine. Put these here. We need this as well. Grab some water. Okay. What you would do is you would bring up the recipe you want, and in this case we want to make ourselves some mandrake seeds. We would place 1 crop stick here, 1 there. As instructed, we will place seeds. Now I know I'm using potato seeds, but we usually take wheat seeds. And then, oh, we've got a problem. Okay, and that is because if we bring it up again, mandrake seeds. Water artichoke seeds. Now it doesn't show it here. Let's see, is it going to show it in any eye? No, it's not. And this is another reason why I'm doing a tutorial, because this isn't always as clear as it could be. Water artichoke seeds are kind of in the name. You need to make what's called a water pad for them, and that's quite simple. You just take a hoe and right click some farmland and it'll make another one. Which is great. It's kind of annoying when you're trying to quickly settle some farmland and you end up accidentally doing that. But this is how you create them, and then you can put your crop sticks on, and then you can put your water artichoke seed on. So what's going to happen now? Well, basically these will grow to maturity, but otherwise not much. What you then need to do is right click twice for some crop sticks, and you'll make what's called I think it's called a crossbar or a cross crop. When these grow to maturity, basically there is a chance that they will mutate in the middle to create the end product, which in this case is mandrake seeds. Good. So that is how we make them. Now this will take a little while, and I would advise watching this like a hawk, because as I show you this now, this will more than likely happen. You will get weeds that appear here. Now you need to craft yourself a iron hoe, which is what I've got in my hand, or a wooden hoe, sorry, a rake. It's quite simply iron bars and a stick of some description. This will allow you to easily remove weeds. Oh, there we go. Weeds have sprouted here. So all you do, right click, done. And then replace the cross crop. There you are. So that's how we get our mandrake seeds, and we follow a similar process then for the other seeds as well. So belladonna seeds are our mandrake seeds and our water artichoke seeds. So you've probably noticed actually we have to follow a pattern as we come through this. We can't start one step before we've finished the last one. So again, let's put some water in there. And actually it's worth noting, if you leave empty crop sticks like this, weeds can sprout in them anyway. So it's kind of worth not doing that and only put things in as and when you need them. So let's get some mandrake seeds and let's get some water artichoke. There we are, place that there, that there. And again, they will mutate in the middle there. I've dropped into the water, but that's fine. We then next need ourselves some belladonna seeds, which is mandrake. Oh, have I just done this? I swear I've just done this one. I'm getting confused. Yes, I did just do that. Next thing we need, and the last thing we need, is some snowball seeds. And this will involve making mandrake and belladonna together. Fortunately, this time we don't need any kind of pad for this. We can just craft it as so. There we go, there's some weeds again. This is why I say to you, watch these things like a hawk, because these weeds will spread, and when they spread, they can destroy your seeds. So if you've only got 1 water artichoke or 1 mandrake seed, and you've planted that to cross crop, and weeds can't get it, well, that's it. You're going to have to start over, my friend. So I really would watch these like a hawk. And then so lastly, we put in our belladonna, and we put in our mandrake, and that will get us some snowballs. And I'm going to break these because I don't want to have to come back and sit here and watch these all. As much as I've got quite a few of each type, I don't really want to lose the ones that I've got. I'll just show you over here. I've kind of had some reorganising of my agricraft area. Yeah, come over here. And as you can see, I've got myself a fair amount of the witchery plants already. And you've seen the cinder pearls already, which follow the same kind of basis that I've been showing you there. There's just a hell of a lot more steps to it. So you can look all these up in any eye. But I've got these ready to go. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to make our anointing paste. And that will allow us to craft our witchery cauldron, which is going to be a very important next step. I can only sleep at night. Well, I thought it was night. Okay, let's put some of this stuff away that I don't need. Wonderful. Let's come to our request table just a second. Oh, it's already there. Glass. Let's get rid of you. Some glass. Let's request. How many do I want to request? Ah, here we are. Sorry, I'm getting confused with all this NEI GUI, sorry. So if I want to request items to come to me right now, I use this down here. So I want 3 glass at the moment. Click request, and it tells you if it's been successful or not. Wonderful. And the reason I want to do this is I want to craft myself some glass bottles. Wonderful. So I've got those now. I'm going to leave 2 of those in here. So let's have a look at our recipe for anointing paste. Is it 1 in? It must be 1 in. Yeah, there we are. Wonderful. Okay, so that's what we need to craft this. The only thing I don't think we have there is the water bottle and the cyan mana petals. Do you want to remove those? Okay, that's fine. So let's put those there before we move on. We won't make that mistake again. So cyan mana petals are fairly easy to get. We need 4 of them. All we do is grab ourselves a couple of cyan flowers from Botania. And you see now why I started Botania early. Let's sleep through the night very quickly. And we will now run our way over to our Botania area. And I have to admit, I've done very little work with Botania. Nothing has really changed, I wouldn't imagine, since you've last seen it. We're going to change that quite shortly. Probably not this episode, but we'll change that quite shortly all the same. Now we just need to get ourselves some water. There we are, some Wasser. If you are German and watching this, hello to you if you are. That was my worst impression of a German accent. Try it sometime. Okay, so we'll put a water bottle there. And there we are. 4 cyan mana petals. That gives us 1 anointing paste. We'll grab that. Now, if we bring up the witch's cauldron, I believe this is how we spell it. Yes, there we are. You'll notice that it actually doesn't have a recipe, and that's because you need to use the anointing paste to make it. Now, you actually find that out in the guidebook here. I won't bore you and go through that. You can search for that yourself. To make it, we need to make an actual Minecraft cauldron, which requires iron plates, so we're going to need 7 in total, which is fine. Just because I can, let's request that via our request table. Wonderful. That is so cool. I really enjoy using that. So we'll come over here to our factory, and we're going to put those in the compressor. Sorry, the rolling machine. Remember that we use this method to actually save ourselves some iron, because if we didn't, we'd need twice the amount here. Okay. Now, while that is crafting up, we're also going to start today Thaumcraft. In FTB Infinity, unlike most mod packs, most of the magic mods are actually interlinked. So you can't really start one without starting another and that sort of stuff. And you can't really progress in one without progressing in another as well. So I'm just going to grab the stuff that I need for this. 1, 2, 3. Let's grab a load of that. Grab some wood as well. So what I'm going to craft now is first of all a bookcase. Okay, and to do that we're going to need ourselves 3 books, just a standard vanilla bookcase, and some wood. There we are, got a bookcase. The next thing we need to craft is we need to craft ourselves a wand. To do this we're going to need some sticks, and we're also going to need some iron ingots. Let's put these here like this. 1 more. Oh, yes, we need another iron ingot, unfortunately. Had to be an odd number, didn't it? Couldn't just be an even number of ingots. There we go. And we need 2 iron caps like this. Now we should just place those in here. There we are. We have an iron capped wand. Let's put some stuff away. We place the bookshelf down. Right click. And ta-da! We have ourselves now a Thaumonomicon. And this is going to be our guide through the Thaumcraft mod. Now by now we should have our iron plates ready to go. Wonderful. There we are. we will come now into our crafting table here, make ourselves a cauldron. Throw this down, and we should just need to right click. Oh, that's cool. Awesome. Now, I've got an idea where I'm going to set this up temporarily. Until they get kind of bigger in the space that they require, I'm going to kind of keep my magic mods all kind of together. It just makes sense, really. Especially as to start with, they're all going to be interlinked. It would just make no sense to have to keep running between different places. I suppose the exception of this is Britannia, as a lot of the flowers require you to be outside and all. So what I'm going to do is throw that in there. Cobblestone. I thought what would be a really cool, nice idea. This kind of lends itself to that already. This kind of shape I've got on the wall is to make ourselves kind of like a fireplace. I thought that would actually look really, really awesome. This is very basic for now. Let's just drop down here quick. There we are. And the reason I say we should make ourselves a fireplace, and actually let's very quickly replace these wooden blocks. I don't want to be starting a fire anytime soon. There we are. The reason we should make a fireplace, as I was saying there, is that your cauldron will actually require some fire when you are crafting recipes in it. It will require some sort of heat. So I think Netherrack's probably a very good choice here. Well, because you can just set it on fire as you like. Is that going to be... I think I need to go down a block, actually, for this to work properly. So let's actually put some more stone down. Yeah, I don't want anything setting on fire. Spent too long making this house just to set it on fire. Right, and I'm suffering from full inventory syndrome again. Okay, let's just nerd pole our way out of here. Down there. So if let's see, instead of putting my Netherrack right on this block, if I put it the block below, I think that should work. And I believe I already have a flint and steel kicking about somewhere. If not, I'll just make a quick one. They're useful to have anyway. Ah, my inventory's full. This is not good. Let's put some more stuff away. Actually, I'm probably finished now. That would work. And I don't need you anymore. I'll free up some inventory space. There's my flint. Nice. I tell you what is taking up a lot of my inventory. My armour. There we go. Good job, Ash. And let's get this steel that I just put away. Like an idiot. Where's my... Oh, I dropped my flint too. Oh, that's shapeless. Didn't know that. Okay, so I will now light you. Put you down there. Let's light you as well for good measure. That looks pretty cool, as well as being functional, I think. I'll pretty this up at a later time. Good. So now we have our Thaumcraft, we have our Witch's Cauldron. What do we really want to do next? Well, let's bring up our Thaumcraft. Words. Thaumcraft is all to do with research and discovering things. There's a detailed kind of guide to that in here. I'll run you through it a little bit. But what I will tell you, and kind of give you a bit of a guide very quickly, one of the first things we're going to need are some tables. We need a arcane work table and a research table. So, how do we make this? Well, this is the first type of mystical construct, which is basically a multi-block structure for Thaumcraft. We need ourselves 2 tables. So, to make this, we need great wood planks and great wood slabs. Now, great wood is fairly easy to get hold of. However, in this mod pack, I would like to show you something different that took me a while to discover. I couldn't work it out at first until I looked in NEI. To make great wood planks, you can't just craft them as you normally would with planks from their log counterpart. You have to throw your great wood log into the mana pool, and this then gives you 2 great wood planks. Now, fortunately for you, I already found myself a great wood tree. I managed to get a load of great wood, and this is another reason why you should make yourself the lumber axe as soon as possible, because that took down a whole great wood tree. These things are freaking massive. I wonder if I can see one from here. I think there is one kicking about somewhere. Ah, there you go. There in the distance. That's a great wood tree there. Now, once you've chopped one of those down, you're pretty much set to go, because it will drop 3 or 4 saplings a piece, and you'll get about 2 or 3 stacks of great wood as well. Now, I'm only going to throw about 16 in there for now, because I don't want to be wasting too much mana making great wood planks. Having said that, I don't think it takes up that much, really, to be honest. Okay, cool. So, let's make ourselves a research table. Okay, so there's our slabs. We need 2 of you on each side. Slabs up top. Ah, there we are. 2 tables, good. And what's the next part of the recipe? What else do we need? We need to make ourselves some scribing tools, which is a glass file, a feather, and some form of black dye. Glass file is 3 mana glass and 1 piece of clay. There's our clay. 2, 3. There's our glass, black dye, and 1 feather. Okay. Mana glass is made like most mana things. It's quite easy to make. We'll just run over to our mana pool again and throw in some glass. Happy days. So far, so good. Come over here now. Throw our clay in. Along with 3 mana glass. We get 8 vials. We'll be needing those later on anyway. We'll throw that in there to make our scribing tools, which is, as you can see there, a shapeless recipe. And I do know from previous experience we're going to require 1 more table to make our arcane work table. So let's throw that down there. Now, a nice place to put this, I think, you'll be by the window. So we'll put both tables there. Right click the scribing tools, and ta-da! We have ourselves a research table. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place a table here, grab our wand, and I believe I right click. There we are, wonderful, and we have an arcane work table. Fantastic. So how do we go about doing all this research type stuff? Well, one of the first things we're going to need to get ourselves is a thermometer, which will allow us to scan the world. To make that, we need 1 more mana glass. I should have prepared ahead of time. Any 2 shards from Thaumcraft and 2 gold ingots. Okay, this should be quite easily done. Grab ourselves 1 more piece of glass. Let's see, where have I hidden my shards? Here they are. And I think I've got a load of earth shards, so I'll grab 2 of those. And let's get the gold while we're at it. Take a risk and dash outside to our mana pool. Shouldn't be too bad. I've got most of this place lit up quite well. And most of the rest of it, if it isn't lit up, is farmland, so mobs can't really spawn on that either. 1 more piece of mana glass. Wonderful. One in here. Craft again. Now this can be done in a normal crafting table. It doesn't have to be done in an arcane work table as far as I know. There we are. We have ourselves a thermometer, which is kind of epilepsy inducing, but good all the same. Very simply, you hold click and it will allow you to scan. And you may notice in the bottom right hand corner, I'm getting nothing can be learned from this. Now this is a tip for you. If you can right click to open things but you still want to scan it, if you hold shift down and right click, it will still scan it. Nice thing about Thaumcraft now is it'll actually give you tips. You'll notice there at the bottom right hand side it says to understand this you need to understand man, which is an area of research, just so you know. Okay. So kind of what you need to do now is run around scanning the world. I hear an Enderman. Let me see if I can find him. Where is he? Come here. I would like to eat you. Well, at least get an ender pearl from you. That would be really nice. not going to be able to catch you, am I? Okay. So one of the first things you kind of want to be starting scanning is not grass. It won't even let you scan grass yet. We should be able to scan dirt, I believe. So if I break this, throw it down, because you can actually scan items in the world and entities as well. There we are. Gain 2 research points for terror. Now if I go and find myself some water, I should be able to scan that as well. Now you start with these anyway, so don't worry too much about that. But it's good to get some extra research points. 4 research points for aqua. Okay. Now can I scan this torch? I can. Wonderful. So I've gained some ignis there, and I've also discovered a new type of research there, which is potentia. Now that's called a compound aspect. It's a compound aspect, and compound aspects are, funnily enough, made of more than one aspect. So if we come back over to our research table, I'll give you kind of a bit of a cheaty hint here. So you'll notice that all the research we've gained is stored here, including our new aspect, potentia. Now what you also want to do to get yourself started is click on aqua, click on terra, and if you click here, it will combine them. Now I know that this will make ourselves Victus, which is life, which we're going to need to study a lot more. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go away, I'm going to do a lot more scanning and things like that. I'm not going to give you a detailed guide of how to scan things and like what order to scan them in and all that sort of thing. If you want to know that, then I would recommend going on the internet basically, because there's lots of guides in there, many more guides and many more detailed guides than I could ever hope to replicate. So I really would kind of advise going on there. It would make a lot more sense for you to do that. So I'm going to go run around and scan. Okay, and welcome back everyone. I've done a lot of scanning. As you can see, I've got lots and lots of aspects and lots of different types of it. As I say, follow one of those guides online and it'll easily show you how you can get this far. Now, I haven't done much research without you. In fact, the only research I have done is the research expertise, and for one reason and one reason only. It says when we get this, we are also able to see what aspects you need to combine to create an aspect you're hovering over. That's going to be really, really important when it comes to researching things quickly, just because it means that we don't have to keep flicking between this, our aspects here and what they're made from. This gives you a good guide to show you what compound aspects are made from. So for instance, instrumentum is made from humanus and ordo. Then back to our research table to continue our research. Now, how to start research? All you do is you open your Thaumcraft and you find out what you want to research. Now, the thing I want to research first of all is in Nitor. Okay, and you click it when you have some blank paper and scribing tools in your inventory. That gives you a research note for Nitor, as you can see here, mystical flame. We then throw it into our research table with our scribing tools. And it shows us that we've got this here. Now basically what we need to do is connect these two things with aspects, okay? So if we've got lux here, which is made of air and fire, and we've got fire, which is a primal aspect. So as long as we can put these two together, we will be absolutely fine. And I can hear some creeping around in some grass. Oh look, it's a creeper. Hello. That's not disconcerting at all. Well, you have a nice nightly walk. Anyway, so we need to connect these two together, and the way we do this is by putting other aspects from our research table into this grid. Okay, and so what I'm going to do here is, we know that ignis is made of fire and air, so ignis and air, sorry. So we'll take some ignis, put it there, and we also know, because it's made of air and ignis, we can do that. And you'll notice now there is a line connecting the two. All we need to do now is I'll take ignis again. We could do air there, just so you know, out of interest, but I haven't got as much of it, so I'm choosing to use ignis. And we'll put some lux there. And once you've connected all of the aspects together, you'll see that this now turns into a discovery rather than a research note. So we put that into our inventory. We right click, research completed, Nitor. Good. Next one we want to complete is alimentum. There we go. And this will probably be one of the last ones I'll show you how to do on camera. The rest of them you can work out for yourself. These are particularly easy, and I don't want to spoil the joy of working out kind of the most efficient and best ways to get to different aspects, because that's the bit I certainly enjoy about Thaumcraft as well, is researching and finding more and more efficient ways of doing this. There we are, and all I need to do then to finish that off is to place auto there. Wonderful. Elemental. Now, once you get the research, it actually comes up here as a research entry that you can open. You can find out how to make it, all that sort of thing as well. Okay. I'll bring that down here just for a second. That's essentially distillation. Okay. Now, you'll notice in here there is a question mark. Okay. Now, this appears when you are unaware of the aspect that you need. Now, I just happen to know what aspect that is. The question is, can I remember how to make it off the top of my head? Yes, there we are. Aurum. If I take this out and put it back in, is that the right one? No, it isn't. Good. Well, I'll show you how to make Aurum anyway. Okay, so what we're going to do now, I think, is cut it off here. We've made a kind of headway into our magical mods. We've not really done anything with them yet, as is everything with FTB Infinity. It's kind of a long way to get anywhere. But we have seen how to make agricraft seeds and crops now. We've shown how to cross-pollinate and to mutate. And we've got a basic introduction of how to do things in Thaumcraft and Witchery. So stick around. Next episode, I believe we're going to delve some more into Thaumcraft and delve some more into Witchery as well, and start making some really, really cool stuff with that. We might even dabble in the forbidden art of blood magic. So thank you guys for watching, and you, Mrs. Witch, thank you as well. It's been a pleasure to have you, and I'll see you in the next episode.